Oh hey, welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. You can just call me Stent. Last time, we managed to defeat Riku in the Hollow Bastion, which, as a side note, has had the unintended effect of spawning the endgame. It's effectively the best comparison would be Final Fantasy VII, where once you've gone through the first visit to the Northern Crater, you effectively spawn the in-game of all the super bosses. That's very much the same effect here, because there are some super bosses that have now spawned throughout the worlds. Two notable examples here, but unfortunately Hollow Bastion seems to now be cut off from us, so I'm gonna have to go back to Traverse Town and hopefully find a solution. Apologies if I seem a little bit tired this this stream, because it's been quite a busy weekend for us. I've just been moving stuff about, getting it ready for some decorating in a certain part of the borough, that sort of thing, and of course means I've had to move my entire work study up into my room, which sure gonna be interesting to see how that turns out. I may have a contingency plan in case it's not exactly the best setup, but I think first things first, I need to go talk to Sid, I believe, with regard to the fact that you can no longer go to Hollow Bastion. Sid, I need to go back to Hollow Bastion. I don't think I can let you do that, kid. Heartless there are multiplying by the minute. They'd eat your ship up. Then what can we do? Simple. Go around them instead of through them. Install a new navigation gummy and take a new route. A new gummy? From where? Secret waterway. When I came here 9 years ago, I stored it there in case I'd ever need it. How convenient. You're just telling us this now. Never thought a kid would be the one to use it. Alright, secret waterway, I suppose. It's gonna be interesting. Can I actually get into... Can I get over these blocks? I can! Hehehe. We now have a shortcut back to the first district. Suits and dresses, handbags. Just... Oh yeah, just... Oh boy, I love Boots brand boots, and... What does it even say there? Papax? But there's two P's there, right? There we go. Papax. Or is it Paperks? Parks? I don't know. But yeah, we now have Hollow Bastion Heartless spawning everywhere, not just in Traverse Town. And oh look, Kyrie's here for some reason. What a mysterious mural. It's almost hypnotizing. Gotta go investigate the secret waterway into the sun. Now, that's a nice little effect. It just turns into the moon once you... Didn't even need to do anything secret. It's just... You walk up to it and there it is. Not exactly the most secretive, huh? Anyways, we got what we need. Let's get out of here. What's up, Kyrie? Let's go back and join the others. We should rest up. When's the last time we've actually slept, now that I'm thinking about it? I'm not sure they can get much sleep on the gummy ship, so... Do they just rest at the save points? Or has Sora just been up this whole time for 17 hours? Ah. 17 hours since he fell asleep before getting sucked up into the dark side void.
A light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, your grandma's story, right?
Yes,
That's right.
it was.
We were together.
Yes, it was quite literally an out-of-body experience.
I looked everywhere for you, but you were with me all along.
Yeah, funny how sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
It's time to get Riku back.
You think it'll ever be the same again between us?
Oh,
Riku's
no.
lost his...
When I turned into a Heartless, you saved
Riku's
me,
lost it.
remember?
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure he'll need a fair bit of therapy for that.
My way. As I stumbled through the dark, I started forgetting.
In fact, I'm pretty sure we're all gonna need therapy after this.
The darkness almost swallowed.
Don't ever give us all these Lovecraftian eldritch horrors.
I heard a voice. Your voice. You brought me back.
I didn't want to just forget about you, Sora.
You know, it's kind of funny. We never really used to think about this sort of stuff back in the day. It's just,
Our hearts are
oh,
connected.
fighting a whole bunch of ungodly monsters, just another day at the office. And now it's just like, oh no, mental trauma.
No matter how deep the darkness, a light shines within. I guess it's more than just a fairy tale.
Well, let's go.
You can't go.
Not.
Oh, and all of a
Because
sudden,
it's way too
massive
dangerous.
upspec in the cutscenes.
Come on, Sora. We made it this far by sticking
Except
together.
not really.
You can't go alone.
Kyrie, even if we're apart,
It's super
we're
weird.
not
It's
alone
just,
anymore.
you keep going back betwin high-def models and
I can't
low-def texture mouth models.
You
It's
can't be in my
kind
way.
of jarring now when I think about it.
Okay. You win. Take this. It's my lucky charm. Be sure to bring it back to
Okay,
me.
so the ones where the mouths actually
Don't
move are
worry, I
when
will.
the models actually move as opposed to just standing there and
Promise?
talking.
Promise.
The ones that look dead behind the eyes, just... I don't think I can unsee that now.
Don't ever forget. Wherever you go, I'm always with you.
It's kind of crazy how the, oh, we got Oathkeeper. It's kind of crazy how the visuals of the... Oh. Sora. Kyrie. I'm sorry. Is this the afterworld? Hey, if you find any blue-haired girls in there, just remember they're not a hallucination. Not ready. Not yet. Oh, till I see Sora and Kyrie one last time. Hey, Rukyu, can you hear me? I'll be there soon. Who is that? I have the other Keyblade. Oh, there's suddenly another Keyblade now. The one that belongs to this world. Eh? I've been trying to get through to you, but the darkness in your heart kept me away. Who are you? What's happened to me? Your heart won the battle against darkness, but it was too late for your body. That's why you're here. In this place of darkness, with hearts have gathered. Ah, he's actually in... that place. So, what do I do? The door to darkness will open soon. It is a door we can't enter. It has to be closed from both sides. To do this, you need 2 keys and 2 hearts. Oh yes, the door to darkness, finally. Mention of it. The meme. Maybe you're here for the same reason I am. Maybe it was fate. Fate, huh? You seem to know everything, don't you? Then tell me. Are Sora and Kyrie okay? Don't you feel the echoes of their hearts? You already know the answer. Look inside your own heart. Okay. Yeah, still can't unsee it. Anyways, as I was gonna say, it's kind of weird that the visual style of these games hadn't never really changed at all until KH3. Maybe that's why it took so long to come out, because I feel as though they've been using the exact same models, at least modified in some way or shape or form. You know, in this, in RHM Memories, KH2, Birth by Sleep, Dream Dark Distance, etc. Anyways, it's time for Oathkeeper. It doesn't have as much MP as Lady Luck, but capable of dealing a string of critical blows and 9 strength, so pretty much the same as Metal Chocobo, except without the major drawback, which I really gotta feel bad for this Keyblade, man. It's one of the cooler ones in the game, and it's just very underwhelming. Rarely deals critical blows, while this one capable of dealing a string of them, so Gonna be sticking with Oathkeeper for the rest of this this part. Figured it seemed thematically appropriate. Also, it's one of the few Keyblades which is wholly unique to this game, in that it's not based off any other pre-existing thing. You know, Alice in Wonderland, Hercules, Final Fantasy VII, Sword in the Stone, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, etc. This and Kingdom Key are the only ones original to this game so far. But now that we have this all set up, we can head back, finally. Actually, is there anything I can get from Merlin at this point? Never mind. Alright. We're just gonna see how much we can get done this part. Right, I think... as far as I'm aware, the Warp Gum... oh wait, I have to go visit Sid first. I completely forgot we still need to visit him in order to get stuff. I was so excited to show off my new modified gummy ship. I always did quite like the design of Oathkeeper as well, even if it's... even if, it's not exactly the most structurally integral. Looks more like a wall hanger than anything, but... I always did find that sort of visual appeal of it. You found it? Alright, I'll go fix up your ship. Okay, no weird flashbacks this time, it's just all done off screen. All set, you can get going anytime. Kid, I gotta say, I wish you didn't have to face all this danger. It's just what heroes do, Sid. I'm sure you know someone who felt the same way. Oh, hey, Lee, I'm not sure whether I know you from anywhere. We're just about to get going to Hollow Bastion again. Wonder where it leads. Some weird powers emanating from the worlds. Might be worth revisiting some places again. Yeah, that's just all the various endgame Heartless that we'll have to deal with at a certain point. But for now, let's just get going. Unfortunately, I didn't have any spare Thunder gummies, so we're just gonna have to make do with 2 Fundaga gummies and Ultima lasers. I gotta say, a fair few more dangerous looking Heartless out in space here as well. Anyways, into the thing. I reckon since we're going through the back door, it's gonna be a fair bit rougher going. But you don't have that massive castle wall just to, taking up most of the screen. And instead, you're just left with this flurry of all different types of Heartless flying at you. How am I doing? Just, once again, feeling as though the weekend is too short. I feel it's just been a constant mood with me for some reason. I'm guessing with this warp hole, this is probably going to be the longest trek with the gummy ship, so I don't know. I've been thinking a little bit. I usually go into padding out all these various I suppose downtime portions with recollections from my Pathfinder stories, though I will admit they've not exactly been the most they've been a little disjointed. Oh, how was my turkey day? Oh, you mean Thursday. Yeah, it was just like any other day, really. As, we don't tend to celebrate Thanksgiving over here. It's always sort of been a bit of a joke I've had about the Americans, of them just wanting any excuse at all just to eat as much as they possibly can, which... I mean, I can't exactly blame them, food is good. Oh, here we are. And we still end up back at the wall again. In this cool looking green place. Guess we're gonna have to fight all the way back through there again. Oh, hey, Mr. Beast. Where's Belle?
Still in the castle.
Against her will?
No. I think she stayed for a reason. The other princesses are there as well.
Let's go ask him.
You may need my strength. I'll go with you.
I can't decide on what beast voice I'm going through. Let's swap out Donald for this, considering Goofy now has MP gifts. Definitely gonna miss... Not sure I'm gonna miss that extra MP bar, though. I mean, yeah, more magic strength, but again, MP gift I think can augment my MP problems. Could have sworn that wasn't there before, but I think I've already looked in there anyway. Oh, there's actually a thing down there. I just noticed. What have you got for me this time? So that leads me to wonder if there's more collectibles I've missed out on. Oh, a defense up. I will happily take that. Love the Donald voice. Like, I think... It's probably not, Ooh, I didn't realize there was actually a cave in here. I think it's based on, my dad, actually. You know, growing up in the 70s with, British cartoons. Or more so just British TV in general. I think... Well, it's both my mom and dad, actually. I think they both grew up with, I think it was a show called Paper Play. I remember them constantly going on about these two spider characters called Itsy and Bitsy. And Itsy, the male spider, from what I could tell, just sounded like that. Just... So I decided to just base it off that. He does it better than me, though. Aww. You know, just the sort of thing I figured I'd do for a laugh, and thankfully it paid off, apparently. I'm just hoping that on the way up here we, once again, we don't inadvertently run into the one Heartless I've been dreading coming across this whole time. Well, see, I don't think there's any extra Heartless here we have to worry about, I think. I don't remember if the Nocturnes were here before, though. Alright. Time to be brave. That doesn't seem good. Out of the way! Oh, wait, I have to stop up at the library first. My bad. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. Don't mind me. I am very much dreading getting up to the Great Crest, though. Sorry, the Grand Hall. I knew that was here somewhere. Okay. I knew there was something in here. Let's see, does she have a voice? She has a voice in this game. I know she does in the second game, but, nothing. Very cute, thank you. You've come to see seal the keyhole, right? Please be careful. The darkness is raging deep inside. We've been holding it back, but we can't hold out much longer. Sort of wondering when we should have brought Kyrie with us, in all honesty, but, then again, we did go through the whole game just to get her back, so... I guess keeping her where it's safe is probably best at this point. Yeah, I could have sworn there was something we could get here in the library, but I think that might be later. Yeah, I guess we'll just try our best to climb up to the top again. I think I actually missed out on an item on the way here. Just... There we go. You're not gonna get me this time. Okay. I meant to hit this thing right here, but first, do you mind? Yeah, I don't think air pirates are here before. Also want to watch out for those guys. They can... they have a fairly nasty swing to them. What I meant to do was come up here because I believe there's another item which I missed. This is something that I do definitely quite appreciate about this game above all the others. The fact that there's so many areas in this game where your magic actively affects the environment. I don't think any of the games really did much stuff like this until 3, where instead of using it to solve puzzles, it just actually affected the environment. Like being able to grind on various paths of ice you leave behind when using Blizzard. As far as I'm aware, this is mostly just going to be where the biggest, baddest Heartless we've come across so far are going to be, which... Again, which is why I'm worried there's a certain Heartless we may yet come across. Which thankfully we haven't yet. You're gonna have to feel bad for those wyverns if you actually manage to get a gravity on them. Just get flattened like a pancake all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to use you in order to get those treasure chests that I missed. I can just glide all the way over here. Yet another orichalcum. Feels like at this point I'm just swimming in these things. I know they have certain uses for especially endgame gear, but it really feels like I've just been gathering up a bunch of them for the whole game. I suppose since we are starting to come up to the end now, I mean, there's probably going to be a few more parts. Definitely going to have to cover the Hades Cup in some way, shape, or form. Not sure I'm going to do all the variations of it on screen, at the very least. I do know at the very least you get, I should stop saying at the very least. I do know for a fact that you do get some good stuff for doing all the various, Colosseum challenges that I've yet to do. The Pegasus Cup was a bit of a letdown in that respect, but I know the Hercules Cup can give you a bunch of good stuff. With the Hades Cup, meanwhile, I think it's the one that most people go after because it technically holds Donald and Goofy's endgame weapons, at least in the base game. I know they get some new special special weapons in Final Mix. Oh no, I'm not seeing the critical damage here. Let me just check real quick. Okay, I thought that Lady Luck was an 8. Not sure where I got that that indication from. But I'm sure we'll do fine with this. I mean, crit's not exactly the most reliable, but I'm sure we'll find a way to come in clutch when the time comes. Because I know there's some pretty nasty fights coming up ahead. Hopefully we don't have to worry about any more Trinity, so we can just forge ahead. Actually, let me just check the journal real quick to see if yeah, I've got the Trinities, Dalmatians. Still got a bunch of Dalmatians I need to find. Just gonna have a look real quick just for, I suppose depending on how much time we have, I should probably get around to looking for some of these. Because I know they usually just come in freeze. Yeah, I think there might have been one that I missed in Halloween Town. One that's in the Grand Hall, which we're about to go into. Wow, fair few that I missed in Halloween Town, apparently. And maybe a couple in Neverland as well. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Do I have a Discord server or Blue Sky? I do not, unfortunately. I figured that possibly Discord server is definitely on the table, but I figured probably not big enough for that quite yet. Blue Sky, though, I've heard mixed things about. Then again, I was never really the sort to use Twitter either, even back in the day, so... I've generally been averse to those sorts of social medias in the past, and not really much has changed in order to convince me otherwise, unfortunately. So funny how gravity just immediately just turns them to pancake. Ooh, more AP. I could probably, Oh, never mind. What did I say? Oh, I can equip some more abilities, and then of course, just as soon as I'm about to expect it to calm down, more Heartless spawn. Along with inexplicably soldiers. Kind of have me worried there. Let's have a look and see what we can get here. Air combo plus. It's weird. I have so much AP here. Yeah, I'm going for this on proud mode. Sort of parallel to this, but weirdly much less AP. Oh, that's probably it. I'm using Holy Circlet instead of do we have anything for MP here? Ramu oh, I also gave you the Ramu belts. It's weird, I'm looking for all this and like, where has all this stuff come from? Yeah, that's fair. I have a Discord account with at least, possibly. That's all I'm gonna say on that matter, because, pretty certain just giving away details like that, like I'm passing out candy, isn't exactly the smartest thing to do. Hope you understand. Yeah, this also means that, now Goofy has MP gift, I can just spam off even more powerful Oz arcade hymns like, no tomorrow. Yeah, I think there's a fair bit more stuff being moved about outside. Plus, yeah, the amount of soldiers in here is worrying. I'm just glad that I didn't come across their big brothers during the first visit. Maybe they don't actually show up in the first visit. I'm not actually sure. Oh. Okay, that's just long grape. So I don't exactly remember these guys being as beefy as they are. Maybe I'm just used to going through this at super high levels. Been a while since played Vanilla Cage 1, playing it randomized. Oh, that sounds quite chaotic. I've seen a fair bit of Cage 2 randomized at the very least. Seems there's a fair bit of, I suppose, optimization that's gone into it. In which the start of the game now you just start off in, I believe it's Garden of Remembrance? Oh no. Get him, Mr. Beast, get him! Okay, that was just a normal soldier at the very least. Just... I'm nervous. Yep, here's all the other princesses just sort of hanging around here. Let's see what they have to say. We've been waiting for you, Keyblade Master. Where's it? Where's Iger? Gone. When the keyhole appeared, darkness poured out of it. It swallowed Iger and he disappeared. Though Iger is gone, the flood of darkness hasn't stopped. We're working together to hold it back. I know, you don't seem to be doing much at the moment. No, it's fine, just wanted to be careful. I have been warned about that in the past. I cannot forget the look on his face. As the darkness engulfed him, he was smiling. Yeah. You gotta wonder what must go for a man's head like that. Anyways, hey Jasmine, how have you been? Sora, please hurry. Darkness is pouring from the keyhole. It's all we can do It's all we can do just to hold back the darkness. I don't know how long we can manage even that. Alright, I'm on my way. We're counting on you, Keyblade Master. In the meantime, we'll do what we can too. Aw, she's so sweet. You wouldn't expect her to be warped into such an insufferable person. Alright, let's go. Still worried, but oh yeah, that's not a good sign. Just one singular Heartless, that's rarely a good sign. Okay, just seems to be normal Heartless for the time being. Again, I want to be careful here. I don't think I've actually mentioned the fact that it is, yeah, I think I already mentioned last time, stealth soldiers. They can spawn in here, and I think they can spawn in the upper lift stop rooms as well, and in the entrance hall where you go off to the library. Oh, there's one. The worst thing is that they're surprisingly spry as well. If you're not prepared for them, you can get just mulched by them. It's happened to me before. That's why I'm always extra careful when I come in here. Let's see. Okay, there's one right there. Just want to be extra certain that all the enemies here are eliminated because I want to open these chests. Give me the good stuff. Dark matter. Yeah, just one Heartless spawning in here is rarely a good sign. Here's the main thing that I want to get in here, and usually the reason why Oathkeeper is overshadowed throughout the whole game. Oblivion. Whereas this Keyblade is made up of Sora's memories of Kairi. Oblivion is made up of Sora's memories of Riku. And is usually, especially what new players and more just strength-based players who don't use a lot of magic tend to default to. As it is one of the most powerful Keyblades in the game and can very easily just carry you all the way to the end game. I want to argue that aside from the super endgame weapons, there may be a couple which can compete with it, but for now we're just going to... I think that's all the items in here? Yeah, I think... Just gonna cottage up. I just have a whole bunch of these that I haven't been using. Anyways, into the Dark Depths, where we get to fight the next boss. I will admit, this is another case where I just generally prefer the designs a lot of the Heartless had in the base game. Yeah, I don't think that is exactly the most advantageous means of dealing damage to these behemoths, but considering they don't move around all that much, it's at the very least something to keep in mind. But for now, this generally feels like I can get a lot more done with R's than I can do with a whole bunch of gravities. At least against these guys. Also just gotta remember to keep your arrow up. It's kind of weird how this just how common an enemy this will end up being at a later point in the game. Thank you, Goofy. But yeah, you really feels like you get a lot more mileage out of ours. Oh no. Literally walked right into that one. I can't help but feel you don't really get much of this in any of the other Kingdom Hearts games. Just Heartless that you actively have to platform on in order to do damage. Like, Darkside was the same way at the start of the game, where you had to climb up his arm. Perfect timing, I'd say. Yeah, these guys, from what I recall, can be quite tough. Not sure if a beast was the best choice to go in against this boss, but he's certainly trying, I'll give him that. That was a poor R's, if I do say so myself. I kind of wonder exactly how come we don't tend to see more of this particular Heartless in any other games. I mean, I guess just slow-moving bosses like this aren't exactly conducive to the more fast-paced combat of the later games, but at the same time, I feel something like this would have fit in fine with a game like Birth by Sleep. Seems weird because they... Ooh, I actually finally got Lucky Strike. And that's how they took it out in free flow motion. Oh yeah, they did do that, didn't they?
Now let's go and seal that big keyhole.
Sora, you did it.
When did you get here? So I love how the gateway is just an archway in flames. What are you guys doing here? We came in said ship. I thought that was the only warp coming we had, though. This is our childhood home. We wanted to see it again. We always lived hanging out in California. It's in worse shape than I feared. It used to be so peaceful. Don't worry. If we defeat Iger, all should be restored. Including your island. Really? My friends... Oh, hey, Rev. I was wondering when I might see you in one of these streams. But it also means goodbye. Once the worlds are restored, they'll all be separate again. Everyone will go back to where they came from. Then I'll visit you guys with the gummy ship. It's not that simple. But before all this, you didn't know about any other worlds, right? Because every world is isolated. Impassable walls divided them. The Heartless destroyed those walls. But if the worlds return, so will the walls. I'll have to go back to being a materia thief. Which means gummy ships will be useless. So you're saying we'll never...
We may never meet again. No matter where we are,
It's a shame none of us brought a camera. You know, take a picture, it'll last longer.
You, even if I wanted to.
Aww.
What's that supposed
That always
to
makes
be?
me want to forgive you for stealing all my materia back in Wu-Tai.
Hurry! Come and close the keyhole!
Sora, good luck.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll be looking for. See you in the Olympus Coliseum, Squall. Not entirely certain why pure darkness looks so Fey-like. Just this big purple cloud here. I feel a lot of this is just here because it looks cool, which can't exactly blame. Thank you, Sora. I think the darkness has begun to weaken. I can feel a powerful darkness growing somewhere far away. It's the heart of darkness. It must be where Ansem went. And we'll take the gummy ship and deal with both Iger and the Heartless. But where the answer, Keyblade? It's kind of weird to hear Cinderella of all people talking like this. Hit Wu-Tai Park because of your unprepared that you really get really stuck. Yeah, I was unprepared for it when I did Final Fantasy VII, and only managed to get through it thanks to Vincent. Weirdly enough, that limit break pulled through for me. We offer this power to aid your battle. Finally, we got our level 3 spells. The first one, of course, being Faraga. So your courage can bring back our worlds. Once the darkness is gone, all should return to its original state. Until the next game. Will Kairi be back on the island? Most certainly, and you should be too. I can't go home till I find Riku and the king. Ah yes. All this time, our quest to find Elvis. Please don't tell Aladdin about this. I'll worry to death if you do. I'll tell him about it once I return to Agrabah. The darkness still lingers, so we'll stay as well. Otherwise this world will be destroyed too. We'll do all we can. Darkness took my home. I don't know where to go now. Should play New Threat. I've heard good things about it, though obviously I'll have to look into how to set that up. I'll do whatever I can to keep this world from being taken too. But of course I have a fair few other things on the slate as well, so that might have to wait a bit. Maleficent used to live in our world. She used her great powers to control the darkness, but eventually it came to control her. Such irony! I can't believe we played a part in opening the keyhole. To think we had such power, simply unimaginable. This was not my intention! Anyways, before we head off, I want to head to the library real quick. Yep. And this is where we get the Hades Cup. Not sure we're going to have a lot of time here, but... first and foremost, gotta go to the library. Because that's where everybody, I believe, is cooped up. Because heaven forbid, they go off and fight all the, the various shadows and whatnot. Sorry, you should read this. Read what? It's the rest of Anson's report. Maleficent must have collected it. Got reports 2, 4, and 6, and 10. There's still some we're missing, though. Iger disappeared when this world fell to the darkness. It was believed he died defending people from the Heartless, but Iger was the one who brought them here. Funny how that works. Iger waits in darkness, but here's a little light to protect you, Sora. Finally. And of course, it's Aerith who gives us the final of our cure spells, and at last we have Kiraga.
Heal.
Which will obviously be a staple of our moveset going forward. Anyway, Squall. This was once Iger's castle. He was widely respected as a wise man, who had many, successful business ventures, buying up every single IP imaginable. But darkness took him. He began experimenting with people's hearts, subverting what they hold dear. Some wise man. So much suffering and ruin, and for what? Can't help but wonder that as well, Leon. I thought this was Maleficent's doing, but she was just another puppet of the darkness, just like Iger. But the darkness is our real enemy. But how to beat it? Well, first things first, let's purge every last Heartless we can find. I won't use my real... Okay. But then again, this isn't actually your world, is it, Squall? You know, you got your whole, you know, you got Renoa waiting for you, right? Read that report and you'll understand Ansem's intentions. So we got Curaga. Obviously we won't be able to get most of the other spells without doing the Hades Cup, so... For the time being, let's just, I don't think there's anything left for us to do aside from... Let me just check. I want to go back to Halloween Town. I got puppies to find. Can't believe I missed so many in Halloween Town. I mean, it was a short one to be sure, but... Blimey, man, I gotta go all the way through it, I think. Let's just check the journal real quick. So, numbers 40 to 42. Hopefully I can find them in the wreckage of the manor. One in the cemetery. Oh. I think there's one here I couldn't get without glide. Let's just go and grab that one real quick. I suppose since we are coming up to the end game here, I definitely did... Yeah, I definitely have enjoyed like going through this one game, and I kind of am looking forward to going through the rest of the series, though not sure as to whether or not I should go for RHM and Memories or KH2 first. Okay, gotta go to the cemetery, I believe, and... Not now, mushroom. Oh, I gotta go for all the mushrooms first before, Alright. Oh. Yeah, don't mind me. Just flubbing up all these heartless, these mushroom charades. That's thunder. That's fire. I want to see if I can get a mystery goo, actually. And that's blizzard. No mystery goo, unfortunately. Maybe I should equip Lucky Strike first. Let's see. Lucky Strike, that requires 2, so... There we go. That didn't seem so bad. I think there's one located in here. I think. What are you locking onto, game? There's nothing here. Oh, you're locking onto this. Of course, there's more mushrooms here, because why wouldn't there be? I didn't realize for the longest time that they could actually just be deleted with gravity, and you just had... I was under the impression that you just had to wait 1,000 years for them to finally get out of their, metallic state before you could hit them again. Let's see, Moonlit Hill. Here's the thing. I think the cemetery is this way. Gotta delete everything first, though. Looking for a place called the cemetery. Rude. Kind of crazy how you can just flatten them like that. I never really tend to pay much attention to, Okay, this is the bridge. Don't mind me. Just gotta go to the Mount of Ruins, because I think there's a puppy here. Yeah, I think all the remaining treasure chests are just down here. In case you missed them. Or at least one is. I have a feeling I know which one. You know, if you mind just getting lost real quick. Oh, and Dark Ball's here as well. These ones actually look kind of menacing. Oh yeah, and I just remembered that the special heart list can sometimes be found here. I think it's called the Experiment? I know it can be a particularly nasty one. Though I can't exactly remember the details, just that, that one in particular could be quite mean. Details unclear. I love how the Trinity thing is still there. Do you mind, sir? We're trying to get some puppies. Can't get a moment's peace around here. Kinda crazy you could just get a whole bunch of tech points just by flattening them. Get over here, you. It's kinda crazy that this is just called the Mount of Ruins when there's not even much in terms of ruins left, it's just gone. Please, please. There's so many of them. Bambi. We gotta unfluff the situation real quick. Just take a million years just spawning in, why don't you? Still wish there was a way you could skip these. I will flatten you! How many of these things are there? It doesn't help as well that they keep mincing around and avoiding my gravities. I mean, obviously this is my fault for not getting them the first time, but still. Is that all of them? Can I be done now? Pretty sure that's all the monsters. Okay, thank you. There's the Dalmatians. Now we gotta go find the cemetery, wherever it is. Still find it super odd that Trinity Mark is still here. I know obviously that that wasn't the original place for it, but I just find it funny nonetheless. This is not the right way. Don't mind me, just sneaking my way through here to back to the bridge and back to, I believe this goes back, yeah, Guillotine Square. Now I gotta figure out where this Guillotine Gate, gotta figure out where this cemetery is. One thing I do quite appreciate about the later games is that they do actually provide maps. Let me just check real quick, I don't want to be here all day. Okay, I think the closest thing we have is the gonna check around here real quick, see if I well and truly haven't missed anything. I don't want to spend too much time around here. We're supposed to be going off towards the end of the world in the end game. And getting flattened by more behemoths. Well, I mean, I do kind of I'm starting to appreciate the area design in KH2 more than more. Because you don't have stuff like this, where you have to defeat all the enemies just to move on to a certain area. I am certainly glad the wizards never came back. Starting to like these things less and less. You please all get lost. I'm trying to find puppies. Back from the KH2 map? Yeah, exactly. Obviously you had to go and find it, and the map layouts weren't exactly... They were fairly more straightforward, at least compared to this, but at the same time, it is still appreciated nonetheless. Can you please not tackle the platform? I hate it when they do that. And now I gotta wait for it to spawn back in. There we go, is that... Oh, come on! Please tell me you're the last one. Okay, is that every... There we go, thank you. Boneyard. Could have sworn there was some... spooky. Yeah, this isn't the right place. It's quite fitting this one is titled 66 as well, considering where they are. Just figured these ones aren't exactly... This isn't exactly the most helpful of things. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, now I getcha. Now I getcha. I'm just being silly. This is an area we haven't had access to yet, and now we have all these mushrooms to deal with again. No more bouncing for you, my man. It's in here. With all these items, which we couldn't get before. More scissors. Let's see, in here. There they are. I'm hoping we get some more good stuff in here. Dark matter. I think this is the last one. Oh, a holy. I think that's another, gummy engine. I'll have to check. Anyways, I think that's the last one. Let's have a look at whatever puppies we have left, because I want to try and get as many of them out of the way as I can. Just 2 more treasure chests to get. Of course, one of them is in Monstro. Okay, so we can just snatch all these ones up, no issue. Just actually have to get out of here first. I gotta wonder if there's anything else I can interact with now they have the more powerful Viraga. Yeah, got no time to be contending with you, mushrooms. Ever heard of Nobody May Cry? Yeah, I have, actually. It does look quite fun, though I'm not entirely certain as to whether it's compatible with the Steam version, which is what I'm playing at the moment. Yep, just get that out of the way. Let's head back and find... Let's actually do the Neverland one first. You know, that one should be fairly quick and easy to do. I keep saying I try to keep going and finding my notebook in order to make all my various references to old Pathfinder stuff, but in reality I could just probably look at the recap emails I keep staying up till 1 in the morning to write. Sadly not, that's a shame. And there are definitely quite a few games I do want to get round to eventually when they come out in terms of mods and such, but obviously that's gonna have to wait. How did I not get these? I'm very perplexed. I just want to pick these ones up. Anyways, last one of course is in Monstro. Let's go find Monstro. And then we can finally... Oh, you had to... Oh, yeah. Since it's probably going off of the original Final Mix. The Japanese version. The PlayStation 2 version. Thankfully, at the very least, I've been having good luck with Monstro so far. Because I have had times where it just doesn't spawn up at any point. Om nom nom. Okay, as far as I'm aware, this next one is in Chamber 5, apparently on top of a barrel. Another one where I'm can't help but question how I missed it. I suppose while we're here as well, we may as well check out, to see if another particular Heartless has spawned in. Runs off the jump. Yeah, that's what I, was led to believe. Oh, there's another hole up there for some reason. Let's see, gotta fight our way into Chamber 5, I believe, which is through here. Because as far as I'm aware, it's on I think it's on top of the barrel, it's just in here somewhere. As far as I've been led to believe, can you please not do that? Also, yes, another side note. All the Heartless have more hit points in order to actually put up a challenge to you, considering, as you probably noticed, last part, we were practically one-shotting a lot of the Heartless we came across. And we were still doing good damage to them, it's just slightly more bulky now. Get down here. I gotta admit, just having gravity now and actually using it, just it feels so nice. It's like, yeah, there's all these annoying Heartless which have just been spending a whole bunch of time just floating around outside swinging distance, and now I can just bring them to me. That was a mistake. Now I gotta climb all the way back up again. Thank you, Goofy. Now I almost can't help but wonder what a lot of these areas would look like if they were designed more so with later games in mind. But then again, I forgot that Monstro was in Cage Dream Drop Distance. Then again, I forgot a lot about Dream Drop Distance aside from the ending, which, oh boy. Let me just do this real quick. Can you please just fall over? Thank you. Can you please just return to Pancake? Is this what they mean when they say just a pancake? Can't help but wonder. I don't want to knock it off the edge. If you one-shot anything in the cage, the caps down, so you can't one-shot anything, they can't one-shot you. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. At least I'm fairly certain that's at the very least the case once you get once more and second chance. Does Goofy have anything I can put on him at the moment? It doesn't look like it. Berserk. It'd probably be better off with MP Haste, actually, so... Gonna have to get rid of Cheer, unfortunately. Give me my Haste. Lucky Strike for Donald. Everything's looking peachy so far. Yeah, I think we're all golden. He's got to find a way out of his mess now. And finally, get back to the reason we were here. As far as I'm aware, journal. That's all the Dalmatians. We got them all. As far as I'm aware, you can't actually get all of them until you beat, until you basically beat Riku and clear First Visit to Hollow Bastion, which is very much like first visits, as I've probably mentioned before, to Northern Crater in FF7. Where you go there and then you come back and it spawns the endgame, basically, and you have all the super bosses wandering around. I'm just thinking, I had a great time with FF7 as well. Maybe New Threat would be something to look into, but obviously that would have to compete with the other Final Fantasy games. Mainly, in my mind, 6 and 8 so far. I do definitely want to try out 9, but I'm considering there's also this stuff about, oh, you gotta beat it in like 3 hours or such. So, it does seem a little unnerving to me. Reason why no one... Okay, so... That's interesting to note. Why level 1 runs of this are doable. Gotcha. Then again... I gotta wonder. Level 1 runs of Cage 1 must be kind of miserable, at least compared to Cage 2. We at least get all the fun abilities. New Threat is compatible with the Steam version. Gotcha. I think I might have seen it on the mod manager, because I did run Cage 2 with FF7 with mods. Maybe should have gone with the Switch version to mitigate that, but it is what it is. I'll have to see if it's actually compatible with Echo S, because I want to try that out as well. Yep. They look so sweet together. They're all gonna be dead within days. You gotta wonder who's actually feeding these Dalmatians, considering the human characters from the movie aren't even here. So from them we get a Mega Elixir, an Orichalcum, an Ultimate G, a Tech Boost, nice, and they're getting all 99 puppies. Aeroga, and the complete gummy collection, yeah. Aeroga is the big thing. As you can now deflect more projectiles with it, and oh no, it's her. We gotta go. Yeah, you can deflect a lot more projectiles with this, and also reduce more damage, also do more damage. It's generally quite good. Okay, got one of all of these, so I suppose for last time I may as well deck out the gummy ship. Actually, before we go in real quick, I want... oh. When they said complete gummy set, they meant complete gummy set. You can no longer buy anything from Sid. Poor guy, he's just trying to make a living, and the Dalmatians are putting him out of a job. Okay, Squall was confirmed to take care of the puppies. Ah, fair enough. I suppose that's gonna bite a lot into his seed wages. I think at the very least that's what the he was called, basically the equivalent of soldier, was seed. Oh. So now you can go a little bit more in depth with the spraying now. That's pretty neat. I like that one. Oh, it replaces a gotcha. I think it was here before. It was there before. Yeah, it was there before. That's interesting to note. So let's... yep, 99 of everything. And yeah. We also get this massive thing to just super glue to the back of the ship. Look at that. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But let's see what else we have in terms of weaponry. Obviously, I want to get another one of these. Just double the firepower up the front. I think in which case we could probably get away with doing this. Because I want to have at least one of these on the ship. There we go, that looks fairly reasonable. And let's see what other stuff we get to play with. Another Thundaga, Comet, Meteor, Ultima. Yeah, I think this is going to do us real good when we get to the end game. And obviously we get our Osmose gummies, Transform, another Scan gummy in case... Scan G, Haste G, Haste 2, Shield, Shield 2. We shall dub it the Urple. Hey, well. It's kind of funny that, the gummies seem to use some of the old, spell naming conventions here. You got Shield and you got Shield 2. Then you got Thunder, Thundara, and Thundaga. Doesn't feel all that consistent to me. Anyways, let's have a look here. Kiraga, Life. I could have sworn there was a full life, a full life gummy, but I don't... if it's not part of the collection, I guess this is what we're going with. Excelsior. Because I gotta get a Marvel reference in there. Still need to finish FF8. I've definitely heard mixed things about FF8, not gonna lie, but I am quite interested in going in it regardless, for reasons you might have noticed. But with that out of the way, it's time to finally tackle what may be the final challenge. Well, I say final challenge, but semantics. Let's just go. Pulling out a Hollow Bastion. Okay, so the Thundara gummy isn't exactly too off-center. I just figured I wanted one of them regardless, just so I have some more potent close-range firepower. So obviously the Thunder gummies are probably the best in terms of just having normal lasers, because they actually aim where you want them to go. FF8 so far isn't the best. Yeah, I've heard some not so good things about it, unfortunately. From what I heard, at the very least, it tends to front-load a lot of the information onto you, even though it's not entirely relevant. Oh my god, these things. These things always seem menacing to me. And almost immediately, I burned through all my magic. Seriously, these things look like something out of Tron. I suppose it's fitting. So I think, yeah, this is the final of the gummy ship backgrounds. It's all just a hazy purple. And here it is. The end of the world. Let's go. Top Gum. The end of the world. I always liked this place.
Gorge, is that all that's left of the world's taken by the Heartless?
Yes, we have arrived in a terrible place known as Portland. How does that feel? It begins roughly? Ah, okay. Best I can describe 8 tutorials is dumping modern-day Yu-Gi-Oh's high-level mechanics to a player who only has a starting deck.
And to us.
That seems appropriate.
This is a Heartless world, so maybe it'll just disappear. But no worries. Even if this place goes poof, our hearts ain't going nowhere. I'm sure we'll find our pals again. Yep, I just know that we will.
And this is, I think, the start of the path of Goofy becoming the sage in the group.
You're right.
Welcome to the 13th. Oh, you say that.
I'll return.
You say that.
I promise.
Honestly, I'd say this looks worse, actually. So far. Because at least, from what I could tell, the 13th has structure. Also, I just realized this whole place here, this whole wide expanse. This is just seemingly a corrupted version of the final world from KH3. At least the 13th says cool tall chairs. There is that, and it doesn't have these random balls that just drop from the sky and subject you to arguably some of the most annoying enemies in the game. These are the Invisibles. They disappear and then surround you in dark flames like this. You gotta time it right or else you take damage. There is no negotiation, just try to avoid the damage. Good luck! Thank you, Goofy. Also, yeah, really feels appropriate going for this whole thing with Oathkeeper now. After that cutscene, just... It's funny especially because it really wants you to have a huge... Goofy being the smart one somehow makes sense. He's also a dad with a son in college. Except apparently his son was erased by the Heartless, I guess. Which will be fighting good old Final Fantasy VII man as well. Oh, don't you worry. It may not be this stream, but his time is coming. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through all of these real quick, as I want the items. Even if some of them just lead to more boss encounters. Figure that it's training for the fight ahead. At least it doesn't... At least it's not as blatant about, this being a place to grind levels as, 13 was. Also, can I please do something other than sweep? just imagining what this game would be like if you had Ariel die from KH2. Okay, let's see. What do we get for our problems? Oh, a pretty stone. Definitely worth it. Actually, I meant to check Omega Arts. Let me just check Omega Arts. I forgot to check Omega Arts. Okay, just raises health, strength, and defense. Oh. EXP ring boosts, Oh. I didn't realize the EXP ring actually boosted your MP. You know, your favorite FF7 character gold chocobo that I had to grind hours to get? Ah. I know a secret behind that. I just used the power of RNG manipulation. It wasn't so bad once I did that, but don't tell anyone. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep the EXP ring on me at this point, just to expedite a few things. It's a secret to everybody. Oh, hello, Behemoth. Yeah, this one seems like a bit of a meaner Behemoth. I don't remember all the flames on it. Well, this one is definitely cool looking. I must say, I definitely still prefer the original purple Behemoths from the base game. I kind of wish there was an option to just differentiate between Final Mix and vanilla game colors. Timu Behemoth. Don't you get it? You get to shop like a millionaire. Even though $1 million isn't seemingly much nowadays. It really just feels like that one scene from Austin Powers, thinking about that, where he's just talked to Evil like, $1 million, and the guys on the other end are like, that's it? Okay, $1 billion. Okay, that's about as much as we put into most Disney movies. Oh, okay, $1 trillion? Egads. Now we're talking. Now we're talking those big numbers. I don't know, weirdly for some reason it just feels like these guys have more health than is necessary, because they don't really have much in terms of attack patterns. I'm just blitzing through their patterns all willy-nilly and such. Maybe it's just I've been conditioned by a lot of FF14's bosses where they tend to have a lot of unique mechanics, and then just by the time you get to them repeating mechanics, the fight's almost over. Timu letting you shop like the middle class. Yeah, admittedly, despite all the various ads I've gotten, I've never actually used Timu. Just didn't exactly seem like the most trustworthy thing to me. There we go, finally done. Oh boy, sure looking forward to fighting more of those. And we get a mithril for our troubles, hooray. Okay, please don't have any more balls fall on me. Oh. Just get sniped by, ah yes, the angel pots. I think I remember these guys being fairly annoying, but oh yeah, I remember now. They have a guard which, for all intents and purposes, you can't break through. And I'm pretty sure they're immune to magic. And at the very least, gravity doesn't work. Except when it does. Wow, I really have been sleeping on gravity all these years. I suppose it is classified as advanced magic for a reason, huh? Woe ball be upon ye. Remember when Behemoth was a Mario? I mean, I imagine Behemoth was in a Mario game. I imagine a lot of, I'm not sure Leviathan has been in a Mario game. I just remember Leviathan from the, Atlantis the Lost Empire, which... Imagine if there actually was Leviathan in Atlantis in Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I'd say that Kida counts more as a princess than Alice at the very least, and... Yeah, you could actually have a fun Final Fantasy crossover there, where you could actually have FF set the Final Fantasy version of Leviathan show up instead of the robot version. Now, Behemoth was the final boss of Mario Sports Mix. Ah, okay. Developed by Square. Was that the one which also had you able to play as Black Mage and White Mage? I know that they were in one Mario game. I think basketball was involved. I definitely remember Black Mage and White Mage being canonical to the Mario universe. Which Black Mage and White Mage? I don't know. Probably not mine, considering they're not even wearing the right colors. I'm pretty sure a lot of these also carry a lot of endgame items for crafting, so I'll have to check on those as well. Dalamud is fallen, Mario! You gotta do something! How would Mario actually fare against Bahamut, though? I gotta wonder. Got ourselves another cottage, that's always nice. Yeah, I think this is actually secretly a maze. You just gotta point to where the stones are pointing, as they're technically arrows? Game where her characters and Dragon Quest characters like... Gotcha. I remember at least Black Mage and White Mage having a fairly cute design from what I recall. It feels like I've just been missing out on a lot of stuff on the Mario side. Probably just due to bitterness. It's like Mario fans have just been here having the time of their lives, and I've just been suffering. Words of cartoon logic, just jump on Bahamut till he's a smudge on the floor. Well, that's one way of putting it. I think there's... Ah. Yep, I knew I could come across this item if I went this way. What have you got for me? The last item. Ah. Oh, it's just mostly shadows. Also, I think, fun fact here, I think all the... At least the majority of Heartless you come across here are pure Heart as opposed to Emblem Heartless. In terms of pure Heartless at the very least, I know for a fact we have Shadows, Dark Balls, and Invisibles, who are just design-wise sort of look like mini Darksides. Except far more annoying than Darksides. Okay, let's see what we get for our last... Oh, an AP up. That was definitely worth it. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, I'll put Air Combo Plus on again. I think that's the one we're going to be making the most use of as we go on. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, we'll prob another cottage. It's not exactly what I'd think of when I think of the darkness, you know? Just this white light with phage pink smoke coming off of it. Anyways, let's go in. Mario can stop time break mountains with his hammer and multiply, and Luigi's involved in it. Yeah. I think it's stuff like that why I think power scaling is kind of stupid in all honesty, because obviously going by most of these different IPs, stories, I guess, all run off of different logic, and power scaling implies them having to go off of the same logic, which obviously doesn't work. Yeah, Mario Luigi versus... Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah, it's just... I think it's that sort of logic which, is maybe not so much a fan of Death Battle. I think the last one I watched, actually, was, Knuckles versus Donkey Kong, and it was like, oh, Donkey Kong beats Knuckles easily because he punched the moon in half once, and it's just like... The Sonic series and the Donkey Kong series have very different, forms of logic that go into them. And trying to apply them both just seems, like a losing battle to me. You just end up with a lot of people just unsatisfied. You know what, I want to see how, Genie fares against this guy, considering he used fraught magic like it's, candy. Come forth, Homer Simpson! What are... Get him! Get him, Genie! I gotta admit, this is doing a lot less damage than I was anticipating. Genie, what are you doing to me? My disappointment is immeasurable. I'd be better off just doing more of this. Well, you know, just a couple of these. So hopefully you've been having a good evening so far. Just casually waiting for his health to go down. There we go, finally. Pretty cool looking arena, I must say. Genie, what are you doing? Oh! Yeah, I think it's places like this which make this whole area feel just so distinct to me. You gotta wonder whether not those crystals in the ground are actually gummies. I wonder where that Iger fella went. That's actually less strenuous on my throat than the Toad voice. Yeah, I gotta admit, with all these jagged crystals here, I'm kind of reminded of, Metal Mario stage from Smash 64. Which, conveniently enough, is my favorite Smash Bros. Game. The arena reminds me a lot of the Hades arena from 14. I can sort of see it. Sorta. Well, I'm fairly certain there's just a whole bunch of items you can get around here. It's surprisingly dense. The frames are so dense. I'm fairly certain there's just a whole bunch of areas that you need to drop into and such like that. Like this one right here. Gotta drop into this place, and I'm fairly oh, there's enemies here. I didn't realize there are actually enemies in this area. Kind of crazy how just gravity can just make this so much easier. Meteor Strike. The most powerful staff sometimes deals critical blows. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Meta Crystal was the one here in, not this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could sort of see that. Meta Crystal, that's sadly, Meta has a bit more of a negative connotation to it now compared to back when I was a wee lad, when you had stuff like Meta Ridley and trying to think of some others. The Meta, I suppose, is one. Kind of crazy that this whole place just has this whole... There's just all these sections in which you can just slide along. Which which haven't really been a thing in the game for a long time. I think the last time we needed a slidle actually was Deep Jungle, as far as I'm aware. Ah, ledges. I want to see if I can get as many items as I can here. Oh, Drill G. I'm guessing there's some specialty gummies that the Dalmatians weren't able to provide us. Oh, I was thinking, hey, it looks like you can climb that, and it turns out I could. It's like my instincts. My bunny instincts are kicking in. Meta humor is oversaturated? Oh, yeah. You don't have to tell me twice. Like, I get it was funny and witty at the time, but just... I can't help it over time, it's just become a lot more cynical, and... I mean, ironically, despite me being British, I kind of am sick and tired of all the cynicism. I have enough of it as it is, I want some positivity in here, that's kind of why I like you Americans. It's like you have all the positivity to counteract our negativity. It's weird. Where are we going? Ah. Could have sworn there was something here. I think we'll just, I think I got the most of it. Ooh, there's a thing in here. I don't think I've been in there yet. Is there an enemy in here? Yes, there is. It's weird as well because you can just completely bypass most of these. I can just glide over the entire area and make your way down to the bottom, no questions asked. But here on this channel, we just go over every nook and cranny except the ones that actually have things in them. America is far from positive. Well, at least more positive than we are over here. We just love to complain about everything. The Giant Crevasse, this is called. It's kind of weird. For a land of darkness, I was expecting to be a lot less light. For lack of a better word. Okay, we just gotta go into the big hole. We gotta find a way to climb up so we can dive into the big hole. Might reach it by jumping. Ooh, you don't say. Okay, there's one. Must have missed this one. There's the full life gummy. I knew there was one in the game. And we got ourselves a nice save point here, just to alleviate. It sounds to remember what age your family. We didn't retcon that yet. I didn't even realize you had gone that route. Just anyways. I feel the camera isn't really working properly here. I thought it was supposed to be a bit more foreboding. Let's see, how tall? Last I checked, 6 foot. Roughly bang on. Alright, and here we are. We gotta go fight for all these things again. Let's go. Starting off, it's the arena in Traverse Town. I gotta admit, this is definitely quite eerie, to be honest. Just going for all these past areas you've gone for all these adventures in, and yet here they are in this final area. With this more just sort of sinister undertone to them. Kind of reminds me of Subspace Emissary, actually. More specifically, the Great Maze, which, I'm sure everybody, at least some people back in the day, have had, certain experiences with, to say the least. Yeah, that particular large body was not having a good day. Yeah, I gotta admit, Oathkeeper's actually been holding up quite well here. I think you get some items for your trouble as well. Let's see what's in this one. Spirit Gem. I don't know, kind of feels like the sort of thing you'd expect to see here in a randomizer run. Okay, so these ones are all just still here. You can go into them whenever you wish. It's kind of weird that the Alice in Wonderland area representation is specifically this room, the starting room. Where you barely even fought Heartless. I mean, I'll happily take more items. Some more held items would be nice, or some more AP ups. It would be weird if you could actually get MP ups here. I know you get like magic pluses in KH2 in the later games. Bam. Can you please... Yeah, I think so far the wizards are definitely my least favorite Heartless. I just want them to stay still so I can get the fight done over with, but... Nope, they gotta make themselves invincible constantly with their teleports and their thunder spells. They always gotta be the difficult ones. It's always MP but never AP. Thunder Gem. Again, feels like a weird choice, but to each their own. Next. Yeah, I think here we're just gonna go through all the worlds we've been through previously. Like here, Olympus Coliseum. It's the evening version, which looks a lot more threatening. I just remember there was one particular summon we didn't get back in Traverse Town when we had the chance. The one we got from Maleficent. I think we'll get to the next save point, then I'll go back and get it. Oh, AP attack potency as opposed to ability points. That's the one I'm more used to. You please stay still. Oh, that one actually just flew right into the gravity. My, kind of felt bad for that one. Also, there's the, Come down, please. Yeah, there's the Hades Cup board over there. I think I see the treasure chest in this area. As far as I'm aware, it's mostly just Hollow Bastion enemies in these, and the, I don't remember the air pirates being so annoying, to be honest. At least from my experience playing this game in the past. Okay, is that all of them? I think you just come back through these if you ever want to get more XP. Frost Gem. Guessing it's just going to be one of each gem in each of these. Fair enough, I suppose, but not exactly the most riveting of rewards. Alright, guess I'm just gonna have to go out this way. It's kind of a shame that this is the only place where you can see Olympus Coliseum at night. DC Disruptive Capability. I'm feeling that's, a reference to something else, another series which I'm not entirely familiar with. I kind of forgot Deep Jungle actually had a representation here. And of course, it's more of these monkeys, which now have more health. Because they didn't give me enough problems in the start of the game. Getting XP ring, just putting in the work. Kind of wondering if I should put on some of the tech boost, actually. It has been a little bit. It would be terrifying if they actually just brought in Sniper Wild to this fight. Imagine if for the final mix version they just brought in the specialty Heartless from each of the worlds. So you had to deal with the likes of Sniper Wilds, Pot Scorpion, the Black Nocturne, I think it was called. And so on. The Experiment, definitely. Again with this potential man thing. Probably Axel is a good start. Possibly Roxas, Shion. Basically the whole the whole organization trio. Yeah. Just trying to think of what would be other good potential man candidates, because I can think of a few. Oh, this place is all opened up now again. Just like with Pot Centipede, we get to use this area again. I wonder if that was the intention, actually, just to be able to reuse all these maps that you only got to go through once. I feel bad for that one, to be honest. Didn't even get a chance. Let's see. Kyrie, possibly. Maybe Ventus as well, because he, from what I recall, aside from the Lily he had in Birth by Sleep, he doesn't tend to do much. I think that's the problem in general with a lot of the extended cast of Kingdom Hearts. By the end, they're just sort of relegated to the sidelines. Aqua's a good example, I think. Terra at least has the excuse of getting a cool boss fight with Lingering Will. But I think that's about it. So, from him on there as well. Basically just... Do I want to throw the Lost Masters in there as well? Considering most of them are kind of dumb. Maybe. I feel basically a lot of the extended cast of Kingdom Hearts has a lot of potential man energy. You know, outside of Riku, Sora, maybe Mickey. Oh, I forgot we had to do an Atlanteus portion. I shall turn you all into jelly pancakes. The most American thing ever. I mean, befitting for an American institution such as Disney. Do they even do pancakes at, Disney World? I feel like they must do, right? Yeah, definitely, thankful that I picked this up for this part of the game. Because I know there's definitely a boss fight coming up, which is also quite notoriously hard. This game has a lot of notoriously hard boss fights. Like, you got Maleficent, you got Cerberus, you got Ursula, both, variations. You obviously got, FF7 Man. Not enough Austrian painters. Can I please open this chest? Can I please open this chest? Donald, Goofy, can you please move? Oh, finally, some good food. Okay, coming in here was worth it. Just for the AP up. I want to check, actually. Did I get the treasure chest in the last area? I don't think I did. Treasure chest. There's gotta be one of you around here somewhere. I know this place is pretty big. I just love how with high jump and glide, you can just trivialize all of the platforming in this game. There's the same story as well in KH2, I believe. I'm guessing the treasure chest is going to be in the courtyard. Seems like an appropriate spot. Just want to be very thorough. Because I know there's a lot of hiding spots in this particular stage. There it is. It wasn't worth it. Okay, time to move on. I don't think there's too many of these left. I think it's just Monstro, Halloween Town, Neverland, Hollow Bastion, and I think that's it. We already went through this one. I think it feels like we're coming up to the end. And of course, we're in Oogie Boogie's casino. Because of course we don't get to come back here ever again either. I suppose it is nice that at least they have a means for you to come back and visit all these rooms you only got to visit once. Because I'm fairly certain with how this game works, they are technically just separate rooms, even if they look very similar, just for the sake of efficiency. You know, just load you up in a particular instance of the room which you normally wouldn't go into. On more of these guys. I've had enough of you. You mincing around here with your spindly arms, more spindly than Jack Squiggleton. You don't get glide so late because it's a dry... Yeah, fair enough, but I'm thinking more in terms of stuff like high jump and I suppose mainly aerial dodge, considering you do technically get a double jump in KH2 with Master Form. It's kind of weird that all the drive ability, the shared abilities aren't shared between the drive forms though, so you can't get high jump on Master Form, you can't get aerial dodge on Final Form, you can't get dodge roll on Wisdom Form, etc. Okay, I think this is gonna be... Yep, there's the green one. So the last one, which is obviously Neverland. Which you can't even fly in, what a jip. Guess I'm just gonna... Oh! Looks like the whole place is opened up now. At least specifically this room. Ironically, the room where I first got, Aurora. It's like they knew how good Arrow was because they just went out of their way to hide it behind all the optional stuff. I would have thought the treasure chest would be in here. Is it in here? Yes, it is. Oh, we actually get a new shield for Goofy. Mighty Shield. The most powerful shield. Except for the ultimate weapons you can get. And the Moogle ones. It's gonna be crazy if I actually do manage to get like 7 elements for Goofy, because as far as I'm aware, Goofy's synth weapon is mostly based around magic, which I suppose would fit. Oh, and there's a red one over there. Ooh, ominous. Aurora Borealis. And of course, Not even 100 Acre Woods is safe. I thought this one is the most ominous of all, actually, because... Of course, the 100 Acre Wood has been sort of the... And even the command changes back to hit as opposed to attack. Level 50. Alright. I can't remember exactly what I was planning on doing. First and foremost, I want to see what full life looks like. Oh, that's a cockpit. That's more like it. Yeah, I think I wanted to go back and check out the stuff we can get in the shop. You may have to remind me, because I may have forgotten what else I wanted to go back for. Let's just go into the accessory shop. Oh, God. Yeah, somehow I knew that was gonna come up. Alright, let's see what we can buy so far. We can get ourselves one of these, one of these. I think there's still stuff left locked off to us, though. Let's see. Oh, you can actually just get another EXP earring. That's good to know. I guess to go along with the EXP ring. I don't wonder where you get Serenity Power, though. I'm gonna have to look that up. Moogle Bangle, Rune Armlet. Let's have a look at our new toys. Let's see what we can mess around with. Ray of Light, Omega Arts. I'm gonna get that to Goofy. I see Donald. You'll probably benefit from that more now. Angel Bangle, Energy Bangle, Golden Chain. Seems good to me. Another MP Rage. Let's see what we can get rid of that. I don't think we have much, actually. Plus, Donald already has an MP Rage. No, I think we're just going to stick with that as the... What can we get now? Okay. Increased attack points, boost by parrying enemy attacks. We could potentially get Strike Ray, but I don't think we need that. I think we're good. What else did I want to come back for? Oh yeah, you can also get more endgame looking stuff here. Frogun, Blizzargun, and Fendargun. I can sort of see what they were meaning in that one excerpt from 14 where they were just struggling to come up with names, so just decided to opt back for the old system using numbers. Okie doke. I don't think there's anything else I want to do unless I get reminded, so let's go. Look, we have... He's the guy we saw die. Yeah. Yeah, he did die at the start of the game. As opposed to the, Lady of the Night who was there in the manga. I keep saying I should reread something that I never do. Anyways, let's go in here. Into the fire column. Perhaps the most ominous place yet. We don't look to have been here before. This looks like Hollow Bastion, but it's not anywhere in Hollow Bastion I've been in before. Also, what is this? There's dark holes everywhere. There's a treasure chest here with an elixir, which is nice. Full of holes everywhere, and what are these machines? Alright, I guess we'll just, This looks like a journal entry. One's born of the heart and darkness, devoid of hearts. Ravage all worlds and bring desolation. Seize all hearts and consummate the great heart. All hearts to be one, all hearts to encompass all. Realize the destiny, the realm of kingdom hearts. The great darkness sealed within the great heart. Progeny of darkness, come back to the eternal darkness, for the heart of light shall unseal the path. 7 hearts, 1 keyhole, 1 key to the door. The door of darkness, tied by 2 keys. The door of darkness to seal the light. None shall pass but shadows, returning to the darkness. One's born of the heart and darkness, hunger for every heart, until the dark door opens. Certainly foreboding. Also, I like the fact that we don't get any context for this room at all until the rhythm game, of all things. Yeah, so now we finally get the name drop of Kingdom Hearts. After we've been going for like 20 hours of Kingdom Hearts. Eternal Darkness mentioned. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to find a means of playing that at some point, don't I? That's gonna be fun. And after that, we don't get to visit there anymore. Instead, we just get this big, smoldering hole. Just gonna save up real quick. I love the particle effects of these ones as well. These ones are a lot more friendly compared to the rest of the game. Run out of water. Alright, let's go on to the next boss, which is one of the more infamously hard ones. Into the smoldering hole, into going from the world terminus into the evil grounds. I mean, we gotta go into the holes in order to progress, don't we? There he is. Complete with Knights from Bald Mountain. Iger has employed the powers of Satan himself to aid him in his cause. Chernobog. His fight, as far as I'm aware, is fairly similar to the Ursula fight, though obviously he can put out a lot more damage. Thankfully, though, you have a fair bit more advantage to you, because as far as I'm aware, you can land on him and just wail on him with R's if you get the chance. He will try to knock you off, though. Just try your best to keep the arrow restock, because he will occasionally bring in means to just blast you at close range, as far as I recall. Yeah, it's like as soon as you figure out you can just land on his broad shoulders and just go to town, it's not as threatening as far as I'm aware. What are you looking around for, mate? I'm right here. Unfortunately, I don't think he summons the spirits of the damned to fight for him. I think it's just him and a whole bunch of hellfire. Dark fire. But now, Chernobog, it's your turn. Yeah, that fire can really do you in, from what I recall. You're better in Shin Megami Tensei Persona. I can only imagine. I mean, the really only thing I know about Persona is, the Goth Doctor Lady and the PP Persona. Oh no, he's going for it. I think I'm gonna afford to use some items here. Is Donald finally getting into doing what he does best, just spamming cure on everybody? Oh no. You really gotta feel bad for him just getting... Donald is becoming Thanksgiving. And of course I gotta do everything around here. The range on that is smaller than I... Oh, he's doing it again. It's like he realized this is his best move, just like with Ursula. Can I please land on your... Can I please land on your broad shoulders, sir? Your very manly shoulders. Oh, now he summons the spirits of the damned. I don't think, I don't think they can bypass Aroga, though. Honestly, this fight is not going as bad as I was being led to believe. As yeah, that fireball attack also gets negated by Aroga. Just generally having Aroga for this fight is just nice. I can just restock. Ironically enough, I don't think this is actually the toughest fight in this whole place. There's one place in particular that I can think of which is tougher possibly than even the final boss. Ow, 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 ow. Come on, can I negotiate an R's? Can I negotiate an R's? Yeah, I'm all out of Aroga. This is gonna suck. Getting so much mileage out of this, it's crazy. Yeah, I think I can just restock on this. Oh, yeah, I think you can just bounce the, Oh, you get tech bonuses for that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you can just spurt fire as much as you like. Oh, finally! Finally, we get sliding dash. Right at the end of the game. And there he goes. Yeah, that's, that fight played hell with my bit rates. Learn the shared ability Super Glide, in case platforming was already not trivialized enough. Oh, and it's only just 1 AP. That's staying on. And of course, we're all replenished for what comes next. We go from the evil grounds and have to descend into the crater. Yep, just the crater. It's kind of ironic, really. Back in FF7, initially I was led to believe that the northern crater looked something like this, where it's just super duper foreboding and evil looking, but then you actually get to northern crater and it's a lot more just conventionally cave-like. I kind of want to explore around a little bit, because I think once we get to the next save point, that's probably going to be a good place to call it for now. Because of how much time I wasted trying to get the last Dalmatians. Okay, let's have a look down here. I'm not entirely certain whether or not there actually is anything in this volcanic crater. It's mostly just a whole bunch of platforms you have to jump down. Oh. And then we get here. I want to check real quick, actually. There was another portal down at the bottom of the crater. I want to have a look at that first. Because I'm pretty sure that just leads to the end. I gotta admit, this is definitely a long way up. Definitely some, interesting things going on in chat at the moment. Don't think I don't see. Okay, so this just leads into one of these rooms, which, again, just filled with all these different ruins of past times. Like, I've heard at some point that I think somewhere around here you can see Cinderella's castle. Maybe it's in another one of the rooms, but it really does feel foreboding. I suppose with the thorns here, this would be Sleeping Beauty's domain. With these trees and the thorns and everything. Yeah. I sort of get that sense from this place. But this is just where worlds consumed by the Heartless are just churned up. And we got here as well, which I don't think it's the most clear here, at least not as comparatively. Maybe with all these woods, maybe this is Snow White. Oh yeah, that definitely looks like something from Snow White. Is the I suppose it's mostly just all the dark foreboding stuff left over, which I suppose is fitting. I think this is what's left of Snow White's realm, and look, there's even just trees sticking out of here. I'm not sure exactly as to whether or not they lead to the same place. I want to check. Oh, yeah, they do. Bells of Snow White. Ah. Well, let's get this over with anyways, because this is probably the hardest challenge we've faced so far. Because suddenly, Behemoth. Yeah, this is the final main challenge you have to do before the end game, and it's, at this point, probably the hardest fight in the game. Not including in-game bosses, just this massive gauntlet you have to go through. I guess the only thing I can really advise is just to keep your arrow up. Ironically enough, I think that the Behemoth here is the easiest part of the whole fight. Because you know how a Behemoth works by now. We've faced like 4 of these at this point. I suppose at this point I'm probably gonna have to wonder as to what I'm gonna do about EXP, because there is one particular trick I know worked for me back in the day, but it requires going through a certain... it requires unlocking a certain ability we don't have access to yet. Also, I don't... Thank you. Thank you. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Just to let you know, this is just part 1 of this whole fight. I didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it nonetheless. Gonna probably save that for the upcoming fights. Thank you, Goofy. Here's Goofy being the best help of all, just providing us with more MP to do more heals, more damage, and more fun stuff. With that, only a single piece breaks off of the door. Now we gotta go for this gauntlet. As far as I'm aware, if you die, you gotta go through it all over again. Not entirely certain as to what the name of this place is. It's kind of been lost on me, but it is certainly suitably foreboding. It's just the, for lack of a better word, Heart of Darkness. Just this final stage for you to really just test your mettle before the end. And all the meanwhile, Goofy and Donald are just struggling. Knowing this is their last hurrah. Oh! It may just be me, but that door is melting down faster than I remember. I'm not sure whether or not these angel parts are the last thing, but I reckon after this, it's just going to be one last thing we have to negotiate with. Thank you, Goofy. It's like, ever since he got MP gift, he's just become the unsung hero of the party after basically being dropped to showcase everybody else. It's kind of wild like that. But now I can't help but wonder what exactly I'm gonna do for the next stream, because obviously I'm not sure I want to just devote it entirely to the Hades Cup. I mean, I definitely want to do streaming of Hades Cup at some point, but what else to go alongside it? Because I'm not sure whether or not I want to just dedicate one entire stream to the super bosses, so maybe I'll just dedicate a whole thing to the Hades Cup. Who knows? I definitely want to try out the Hercules Cups again at the very least, so depending on what happens, definitely just getting the Hercules Cup out of the Hades Cup out of the way is gonna be the best thing we can do. Oh, hey 99, you're just joining us as we were tackling this final gauntlet, fighting for my life. This is where we get into trouble because... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I'm out of resources, but I keep forgetting I have all these ethers. Just gotta remember to keep my arrow replenished, and there we go. And of course there's more. This looks like it'll be the last one, though. That door is looking suspiciously, emptied. I'm ready to grind up past the Titans and, not quite yet. We're only like level 50. May just be me, but I definitely want to try get to max level at the very least for, the hardest boss. Goofy really came back in force there with that MP gift. Yeah, this is the power of oh. I just remember what I was supposed to get from Final Rest. Building character with endless gold. Yeah. I just remembered what I was supposed to get from traverse down. I forgot to get to the final summon. It's fine, though. It's fine. We'll go back and get him, and then I can just dedicate the Last of the Dream, just showcase off all the summons. Come on, Genie. It feels like as time has gone on, gravity is the only thing that Genie has in his arsenal which actually does stuff. Well, there we go. That's the door open. And effectively, we've reached the end of the game. As this is the last port of call before the very end. The bottom of the northern crater, essentially. The final rest. Ooh, there's actually an item in here. A mega elixir for our troubles. Well, seems like a good time to start wrapping up. Let's go get the last summon. Yeah, KH2 Genie. Yeah, I remember KH2 Genie being quite good as well. Generally, I feel the summons in KH2 are a little overlooked. Like, especially of how powerful stuff like Chicken Little is at the start of the game, where you don't have Magnet and Stitch. Alright, the last summon gem. We got Mushu. For our troubles, we get Lord Fortune. Another... Let's have a look at Lord Fortune. Okay. I'm still gonna stick with Meteor Strike, to be honest. Seems to be a fairly well-balanced staff and armor, basically like his Oathkeeper. Small but effective. Yeah, I'm happy keeping these on Donald and Goofy for the time being, but let's go find some poor unfortunate souls to try out Mushu on. Let's have a look at... yeah, let's just go back to End of the World for the time being. Mushu is the best summon in this game. Well, I suppose it's fitting they saved him for last. Can't believe that it only took me this long to remember he exists. As far as I'm aware, the power of Mushu really depends on how much MP you have. Always thought this was cool. Also, I'm fairly certain again that there were at least plans for you to be able to summon Bahamut. Might be wrong in that regard. Okay, you just gotta hold it, and then he just turns to darker. Yep. I can see why he's definitely one of the more powerful ones, but in terms of most powerful summon, I feel as though I'd still give that to either Bambi or Tink. Yeah, let's show off Tink, why not? It's nice people know we got Mushu in this and we're confused how Sword knew him in KH2. Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it? Just the fact that, aside from Tink. Sword just knows all these characters he's summoned. I suppose more specifically Tink and Genie. Aside from those two, he's just all these other characters who you may not have even summoned once, and yet Sora still knows them, like Simba. And it is kind of weird that Bambi never came back as a summon, or I suppose there isn't really much you can really do for a Cage World starring Bambi. I suppose, to be fair. Yeah, we got a fair bit of decent stuff from that as well. May as well show off the rest of the summons while we're here. Where the bombs, the arrows, the ropes, he needs rupees. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, you actually get mushrooms here. I forgot. I think this is where you get basically all the... You can basically get all the mushroom arts. And I'm gonna use this in order to showcase, I think... Let's summon Dumbo. I don't think I've seen Dumbo yet. If you found is better in Cage 2, that's because you get regen, auto-res, and Peter Pan Flight. Yeah, I remember Peter being quite good. This is Dumbo. You can fly. Also kind of weird that you don't see him again after this. And then his main thing is just, I don't remember him being able to do this in the game. Well, at least in the movie it was in. But then again, it's been a while since I've seen Dumbo. So yeah, you can just fly around and hit stuff with Hydro Pump. I think there's another Heartless you can get in here as well, which is quite hard to fight. Okay, I kind of want to give Simba another go. Obviously I have something special planned for Genie coming up ahead, but... You better not disappoint me, Simba! I think the main thing, the issue is you have to charge up in order to do damage, and it takes a while to charge up. Come on! Simba, please! I don't think it's... It's kind of ironic that Simba's summon, or at least the animation for it, is so synonymous with Kingdom Hearts, with a lot of the intros. It was in the start of Cage 3, as far as I'm aware, or Dream Drop Distance, one of the two, and yet it's just Simba's just not all that great. I'm fighting for my life here, Bumby. Nothing can be as boring as Iron-Tail in Cage 3. Ah, you mean the Frozen world, right? I feel it's kind of ironic that, I think the Enchanted World, Tangled World, that was it. The Tangled World from Cage 3 is one of my favorites. Purely just for the fact that you run across bunnies. Just the fact that bunnies exist in Kingdom Hearts just makes my heart smile. I couldn't help but feel, though, that a lot of the worlds in Cage 3 kind of felt underwhelming to me. Maybe it's just me, it's been a while. I didn't quite get that sense of awe out of something compared to, say, The World That Never Was. Or Hollow Bastion, either one. It also seems kind of surreal that you don't actually visit Hollow Bastion at all in normal gameplay in Cage 3. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for me. You get to play alongside the summon, just how your summons work in Cage 1. Yeah, it feels like the summons here are quite hit and miss, but anyways, I think next time we're gonna be doing Hades Cup definitely, and we'll just see where we go from there. But until then, thank you for tuning in to whatever this was, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.